to see how everybody's doing. Maybe just like basic intentions and distractions. YGG, do you want to start?
Sure, yeah. Intentions are to check in. I'm not I think this is a new block, unless I'm mistaken, because I remember the sprint planning being on this block. So I'm curious what this call is and what the agenda is. I am kind of distracted because there's another call I can join. Jessica is meeting with Angela right now, and I could join that as kind of like a note taker. So I might do that. It's at the same block as this, but I was thinking of coming here, checking in, and yeah. So that's my intentions and distractions. So I think I'll just stay here, get oriented with you guys, kind of get up to speed with what's going on, and I can jump to that other call as kind of like a note taker a little bit later if that's appropriate. But yeah, for now I'll pass over to Isaac.
Thanks. Intentions is to catch up. This is now that the round is open today. This is a bit of a slower week in some senses. Distractions. Well, I'm co-working with a bunch of people, which is a bit different, but not that big of a distraction. And I'll pass it over to this bear here. Yeah, to bear.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, intentions just to sync on the to-do list that there's still to make sure we are able to cover everything that needs to get done for the grant round. Also, really looking forward to the Twitter space. I think I have a feeling that it's gonna be great. And then also I added there a topic about some of the pre-approved expenses that we've talked about before for this month. So just kind of like bringing that to our attention to make sure we are gonna approve them and that they are kind of like prioritized and make sure that they are happening. To make sure when are they actually happening, I have a couple of questions on that. So that's one topic that I like to bring to the group today. And distractions, no, not much, not really. I'll just pass it on to MDE.
We can't hear you if you're speaking.
Yeah, it's sorry, I got an electricity cut. Can you hear me, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah. So hey again, been a while. So intentions first, catching up with you. I've been reading a bit about the grants. So looking forward to dig deeper with you guys. Another intention is to hopefully share with you a workshop we are working on with several organizations on agencies and material peer production. So just at the end, maybe say a couple of things about it and hope to catch your interest.
Okay. So for me right now, intentions, yeah, just there are a lot of like little loose things that are kind of floating around, and I think it would be good to try to get those all down in Notion. So that's my intention today. Also, my intention is, if we can, let's try to keep this call on the shorter side. We're in the midst of a sprint. So YGG, just to answer your question, this is that same call. So it's just we're in the middle of a sprint right now, and it's really focused on the grants program, or the grants round. And distractions, not really any big distractions. Just thinking about the call that's coming up. And Isaac, before I forget, I just want to make sure, in case Joseph is not around, that you're here and can kick off the space if we need you to. Can you do that?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Okay, well, hopefully Nate will join us soon. Here, let me just, can somebody just ping him and see if he's around?
Yeah, I can ping him.
Okay, thanks. Okay, so I'm going to bring up, there was a list. Let me see if I can bring this up. There's a list of stuff on the other day that we were talking about as needing to be added into Notion. So I'm just going to list these out right now, and then let's see if we can get them into Notion. Maybe Isaac, you can help put them into Notion, and then let's just see if there are other things that people are aware of that still need to be done in order to actually do a good job on this round. So we do need to, I added this in, Isaac, but like we need to complete the reviews of the remaining projects. I think there's like 5 or 6 of them. And then I think we've picked the fast pitch round time. But the one thing I was just thinking of is, does that conflict with the, I hope that doesn't conflict with the bonding curve research time. So we need to confirm that. Here, let's just check real quick. That's at 11 Pacific time. And I think our that's at 11, and I think our, what did we say we were going to do? What time do you remember? Do you guys remember what time we said for the fast pitch round?
I think it was 10 a.m. PT.
Okay.
Just 10 a.m. PST.
Okay, so we should just add that into the can you just add a task to like add that into our event?
Well, Gideon, I just in the meantime, I think while Isaac figures out like a way to include them as a task, I just copied and pasted your list to our agenda of the day, so it's already at least in Notion, and we can just turn it into a to-do list, and I think it's easier for us to track there. And if you want to share screen on that, I think might be easier for everyone.
Okay, that's perfect. Thank you. Hey, Tim. Hold on just one sec. Let me.
Hey there. I was just typing my apologies. My last call it had to run over and it ran over. Sorry about that.
No problem. So we're mostly just like we're going to try to keep this to a shorter call today if we can, and we're just basically going through like the remaining things that still have to be done on this round. So let me go in and Bear, where did you put that?
Yeah, so it's on the meetings side of things. Like in Notion, there's a meetings tab, and there's an agenda or a document for today's call.
Yeah. Okay.
I think Isaac probably added some other items before, so I haven't read them, so I'm not sure if they're the same or if they're different.
Yeah.
But at least it's concentrated here.
Okay.
They're the same.
I'm sharing the screen. Hold on. Okay. So there we go. Okay. So that's good. Maybe can we turn these into like just checklist?
Yeah, that's what I was trying to do, but because I'm on my phone, I'm not too sure how to do it. But
Okay.
I think you just need to kind of like select them and then on the
Yeah.
the three dots
Okay.
below there.
Worst case, we don't have to do that. We can just go through this and like, um, so, Isaac, while you're doing that, let's just keep talking. Okay. So, so I don't have to do both of these at the same time. So we just need to figure out a time, to go through the remaining projects. Maybe what we do is just do it async, like what Isaac did. So Bear and, when Nate gets here, we just basically have the remainder of us just go through and put our votes in for those other projects. Does that sound good to you, Bear?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, and I can get that done today. So
Okay, I'll try.
Probably can mark that down as to have that done today. I think that'd be good, right?
Yeah. And then, so then we need to, so we're good with the fast pitch round. I guess the question also is, decide whether to have a second fast pitch round. And then I think the other thing is, okay, so we've notified the grantees and had them signed up. Have not created the announcements for Discord. That's what I'm going to do today. We've created the thread for the launch. Well, it's a little bit different. There's still going to be probably, I'm going to leave this up because this is, I think we need like one thread. We basically, I think, have two threads that we've got to do. One that's making the pitch for the TEC grant, which is, it's basically the thing we talked about, which was outlining all of the projects that, all the work that the TEC has done. And this was a request from Gitcoin, and I think we just need to do it anyways. And then the other one is just kind of like outlining all of the stuff that's going to be happening for the rest of the round. Oh, that's this one. Okay, sorry, it's already in here. Okay, and then we got to script the fast pitches and then run the fast pitches. So I think that these are the major things. Are there other things that people are seeing that we need to add into like this for this next week?
Not that I think of, not really. I think maybe a good thing would be to kind of like define owners and responsibles for these things, and see how to distribute that, and deadlines, right? Like dates that this has to get done, probably. But I can't think of anything else.
Okay. Isaac, do you see any other ones that need to be, any things that need to be added?
Give me just 1 second to think. So reviews, there's a few communication stuff. Yeah, no, I think that's fine.
Well, maybe there's this work about the videos or the audio files that I think we need to kind of like edit somehow. I think Nate was, I'm not sure if he's going to drive that or what, but I think that this would be probably another task. And then I guess the distribution of those audios, either on regular tweets or threads. I'm not exactly sure what would be the plan on that. So maybe this would be a task, another task good to add.
Gideon, if you're speaking, I cannot hear you.
Thanks. Sorry. It's like campaign stats, campaign update, tweet thread, and that's for next week. Just like, what's happening with, how are we doing? I don't know. Tam, do you have any thoughts, like I mean, just based on your observations, are there things that you think maybe we're missing or opportunities you see?
Well, let me have a closer look. I mean, Ivy did say that she hasn't been Common Stack hasn't been approved yet. Is that what we're expecting, or was there like a list somewhere?
Common Stack was approved and we sent emails to all grantees.
Was that today?
Yeah,
Okay.
today
Okay.
in my early morning.
Okay. Because yes, he and I checked in with each other in the morning. Okay, cool. I'm having a hard time making this bigger. One thing I noticed was that the Twitter space is not on the calendar, and that actually just threw me off because I'm jumping through time zones and I had just mismanaged my calendar. I rely on my calendar for everything. Is that something that we should be doing in the future? Putting the Twitter spaces on our TEC calendar as well for people who follow our calendar.
Yeah, it's a real question. I think we probably should, but I don't know how many people are actively using the calendar these days. I mean, aside from the OG, I don't know. That's an interesting question.
Okay. Well, we don't have to digress the grants for that then.
Yeah. Yeah, I copied and pasted in the chat here. There's a link to the Common Space approved grant. Okay. So it looks like really all we got to do right now is just make sure we've got owners for these things and then timelines, and then I think we're good, right? So
yeah, just real quick. I was trying to find because I'm in my phone, it's a bit harder. Your document, Gideon, about the kind of like the campaigns, just to make sure we've covered everything from there. I'd assume yes, but I was wondering in terms of like kind of like now the donor side of things. Is there any specific type of, I don't know, tweets or anything else besides the fireside chats that we are gonna do during these weeks or during next week?
It's important to refresh people that this isn't optimism. I think that's the first thing. Like they need OP Ether, and they can only pay with Ether or DAI in optimism, and then reminders for the matching boost. Those are also good. And yeah, I think that's apart from what we already have. That's enough.
yeah, so where should we write this down? I think it would be good. I will pull together a thread that is, like here's what you need. I don't know what to call it, but it's the thread. We'll probably want to do this both for the. We're basically going to have two more threads. One is like why give to the TEC, and one is here's what to expect for the remainder of the round. And so, yeah, Isaac, it'd be good if you could maybe just in our group chat, just like outline what you just said, so that we capture that, and I can add it into the I can add it into that thread. Can you do that?
Yep, on it now.
Okay. And then Bear, I'm just looking back through that doc just to make sure that we got everything covered. Yeah, I think this is. I mean, the rest of this stuff is relatively small, so these are all things that we can jump on next week if need be. So let's just let's assign ownership to these things, these remaining things. I'll do this this thread here. Actually, Bear, would you mind taking the individual reviews? Just make sure that we've finished up the review process for the remaining grants.
For sure, yeah. If sounds good, I'll just make sure that all the yeses and nos are included in Isaac's document, and just follow up on that and let everyone know when that's finished.
Perfect. Thank you. And we already decided not to include the TEC grant in our round. I mean, just the fact that it's not in there, and I think we decided that. I'll do this. So basically, all the threads, I will take these, the remaining threads. This is Nate. The script is Nate. And this is Nate also. And this is Nate. So we're probably going to need, he's got a lot on his plate.
I probably can help them with the audios. I don't know if I'm thinking if he was thinking on asking help from Joseph. Maybe he was. So I could double check with him, and just in case he needs extra support, I can also help him out.
That's perfect. Great. And then I think Isaac, this campaign updates, I'm going to ask, could you do that? Like pull together, this is basically just like what we're really talking about is just like getting stats. Why is it not? Oh, because it's empty. So can you, for next week, can you be responsible? You'll be back by next week, right?
Yeah.
Would you mind taking ownership of this one?
Sure, no problem.
Okay. And then we just need a plan for supporting the grantees. And I'm not sure exactly what that's going to look like. I mean, other than the support that we're providing. I think this can be very simple.
Yeah, I'm thinking that probably it could be just like regular tweets,
Yeah.
not even threads, and kind of like really concise about these points that Isaac was making, for example, of the use of optimism and how the TEC matching is going to work, and I don't know anything else we think it's important to include, and just have those simple tweets tweeted out, and yeah, I agree, probably should be simple.
Okay, I don't think there needs to be some master plan for that, and most of that can start towards the end of this week or early next week. All right, so I think we have our marching orders. Is there anything else at this point?
I was also thinking now in terms of the designs for Acid, Isaac, and everyone. Are we done with that work, or are there probably gonna be more designs that we need to request from him? I think if that's the case, we probably need to add that here as well. I'm not sure if for the fireside chat or for any of the threads, just to make sure we have that present.
I think the fast pitch we should use one of those templates. I mean, we already have it for the fireside chat, so that's up already. So
I wouldn't say we are done until we are really done with the round. So probably best to just keep that open, because I mean it is what it is. We don't we we don't know. I mean, I'm not doing the communication stuff, but I don't think we are 100% clear on the whole schedule till the end of the round. So it's a bit hard.
no, what we're saying is for the fast pitch round coming up on Thursday, can we get Acid Laser to do a design for that?
Yeah, sure. We can just ping him on the comms channel, and he's looking at that. So, like,
Can you
yeah.
take that one?
So that's for the fast pitches, right? And that's this Thursday.
Yeah.
Um,
I think you just have to make sure that you get the timing right. It's what we said in the chat there. I just don't have it in front of me right now.
okay, I just pinged him.
Yeah. So, you know what? Actually, there is one thing with this. For the fast pitch, you've gotten one response from a grantee so far?
Two so far. Now there's two responses. And talking about that, it would be nice if any of you could request access to the email. Because like if we get an email in the middle of the week, and I mean at the conference I may not be able to respond, or just I won't see it.
Okay.
I can take on that. I can request access if
Okay.
that helps.
Okay. I'm a little bit concerned about having this little list here floating out and not attached to any tasks in our main task thing. I could see this getting lost pretty easily. Maybe at the end of this call, if you can just knock this out, then great. But if you can't knock this out like right now, maybe just take whatever you're assigned here and add it as an actual task. Is that fair? That way we don't lose this stuff.
That's fair. Yeah, sounds good.
Okay. And I can add Nate's stuff in since he's not here right now. Okay. I think we're done. I mean, I guess the reason I was asking about the fast pitch thing is we're going to need to make a call probably on end of day today. I'll have to like put some mention. We're gonna want to promote this fast pitch, and then maybe mention some of the projects if we have. So I'll check in with you by end of day today, Isaac, and see if we have a list of projects that want to do the fast pitch. And then if so, then we'll mention them.
As Laser just asked, how are we going to call the activities? Just fast pitches, or?
Yeah, it's token engineering, grants round.
Grants.
Yeah, not TE. I think we shouldn't expect that people know what TE means.
But well, that's kind of a bit of a, well, not a bit, but that's a long name for a design. Token engineering grants round fast pitches.
Well, maybe he can do like large. Let's follow up after. But I would say like large, make it fast pitches, um, fast pitch space, Twitter space. I don't know if we call it Twitter or X space, but fast. It's like fast pitches in large, and then below is like token engineering grants round, or token engineering grants round in small font, and then big is like fast pitch.
Yeah, well, something like that. Yeah, I'll chat with him.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I think we're done here. Bear, did you have something? You sound like you had one thing you wanted to touch on, and MDE you wanted to just do a quick announcement.
I don't know. I just had in there like quick updates. Like uh, we have the round open for about 14 grantees. We have already received some donations. That's pretty small, like in total around, well, now close to $50 um from just one person. So yeah, it was a
That's good.
Uh, yeah, it was the other item there that I added. Well, we can try to keep it really short, so we can end the call earlier. It was just about, I think we've talked about these expenses that are probably coming in at some point. I'm just mentioning, I'm just stating there that they're kind of like pre-approved because we are able to cover them based on our budget. So what I wanted to do is just to kind of like make sure that these are things that we actually want to do, that they are kind of like prioritized, that the amounts are accurate, of course, and when are we planning to do these things if we're going to do them, if should I consider them as part of our August expenses, or are these things that might go into following months, so just to have some clarity on that. We can go kind of like one by one. I would assume that the asset designs and the community call design, the 255 and the 75, that work probably, that expense will probably be part of August as part of the grants program. That's my assumption, but Isaac, maybe you can confirm on that, and then we can move to the next items.
yeah, both. I mean, I haven't really received much feedback from the community call templates that we requested. So assuming they're good, this is for this month.
Okay, perfect. Just to consider that. Yeah. Then the other thing is the Gitcoin fee. I think that's also an important matter, as it kind of like increased from, I think, a 3% to a 10%. We weren't able to plan that ahead, as we didn't know as part of the proposal. So there's this 1750 that we will cover with the budget of the team. We can cover it, so I just want to make sure that would be the right amount. I just took kind of like the difference from 3%, like now this extra 7%, and make sure when, just to confirm when would this payment had to get completed. Also, maybe Isaac or Gideon, I'm not sure if you guys know some info about this.
I don't know, but I'm guessing that it probably wouldn't have to be until September.
I don't know either. I would consider it like take the money out this month and just put it aside in any case.
Can I just ask, what was the swag tour expense for?
the TEC swag store. Is that your question?
Yes. What was that expense for?
We're still not sure if this is something that we want the team. We haven't talked about it yet. I may just cover this myself. This was General Magic is put together. I think Common Space has one too, right? It's like a store for swag, shirts and things like that. So General Magic, Zeptimus asked if we would be willing to support what they're doing with that, and I agreed to it. So I actually might just cover that myself, just because. Yeah, I'm okay with doing that.
I mean, I think if we all agree and we think it's a good idea, I personally think it would be cool. And if we are able to cover it, I think it'd be probably better if we cover it with the group's budget and not your personal budget. But maybe this is not kind of like a priority for this month, maybe, and we could move it to next one. How do you feel about that?
Let me see what Zeptimus said. He said, yeah, basically, yeah, I can tell him that we'll send it in September. I don't think it's like a huge rush.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, just making sure, and we can talk about it more in depth later to see what you guys think.
I'd rather just get this off my plate so I don't have to like keep following up with him on this. It's like I said, I'm fine with covering this myself, but if people feel like, basically, why did I agree to do this? I was like, you know what? Sometimes these little things, like, you know, this basically just gets us the ability to create shirts and things like that for the team and for other people as like little rewards. So it's kind of it's like a nice thing to be able to give to people who are, you know, contributing. So that's why I thought it might be nice to do. It's not super expensive on an individual shirt or hat basis. So that was the thinking on it. But it's not, I don't consider this super strategic or anything, that's for sure.
Okay, that's awesome. Yeah, I mean, I'd be curious to know what Isaac and Nate probably think about it as well, and maybe then based on that we can make a decision. But yeah, I don't know, Isaac. Do you have any comments?
I mean, they didn't even ask for feedback about the designs. Oh, well, although I guess that we can change. And it's just $500. I would really fight it. Like, if everyone else wants, I'm fine with it. And if not, I'm also fine with it.
To clarify, they did ask for feedback on the designs. There was,
Well,
yeah.
well, besides that, like, not a lot of money. I don't think it's. I don't necessarily think it's worth it or a priority, but it's also not a lot of money. It's like, whatever.
Okay, we need to wrap up this call. Here's what I would say is, Tam, I don't know if you have any perspectives on this that you'd like to share. But if not, then I say we just like offline this and handle it in the chat. Okay. Bear, would you mind just being the one that just kind of like make sure that we close this as you're tracking these items?
For sure, yeah, I can definitely do that.
Okay, thank you. All right, MDE, how about, can you just give us a quick update on what you're up to?
Well, I can do something even faster. If you guys can pinpoint the channel that I can share some information about it, and you guys read it when you have time. Does that sound good?
Yeah, you can, I mean, you can put it in this chat here. You could put it in the coordinators channel if you want.
Perfect.
That's fine. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Is there anything else people have today before we close?
Well, we just missed one item. I think we can take it into the chat. There's no worries, so we can finish that up. The Dune migration with Rex, but it's okay.
Yeah.
We can talk about it in the chat.
Okay, let's do that. I mean, I know that he was concerned about getting that done by within a certain time before they migrate to the next version. So maybe we just ping him and see what he says the timing has to be.
Got it. Yeah, I can take on that then. Yeah.
Okay. All right, everybody. Thank you. We'll see you soon. We'll see you in 45 minutes on the Twitter space.
Bye. Take care.
Thanks, Gideon.
Thanks.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.